Welcome to the Rise Above Show, presented by RoofCON. My name is Dante, and I'm thrilled to bring you inspiring conversations with some of the most innovative and bright minds in our industry. From business and entrepreneurship to personal development and growth, we'll explore the strategies, insights, and stories that have helped our guests rise above challenges, overcome adversity, and achieve their goals. So sit back, relax, and join us on this journey of empowerment, inspiration, and discovery. This is the Rise Above Show. Welcome to the Rise Above Show presented by RoofCON. We are here in Salt Lake City, Utah at SolarCon, day 3 of SolarCon. And I'm here with my good friend, Michael Marcial. How you doing, brother?
Doing awesome. We're on the show.
Yeah?
I'm pumped.
You didn't have to drive too far to get here, did you?
I had to come about 20, it was a 20-minute drive.
So you're not far. You are you're a Salt Lake City local, not a native though, correct?
I'm not a native. I'm originally from Chicago. Go Cubs. Okay. Sorry if you're a Sox fan or any other sports fan. But yeah, I've been out here 13 years now, and SolarCon is literally here downtown Salt Lake. 20-minute drive, easy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
So obviously, people that are watching, if they've been to RoofCon, they recognize you as the RoofCon MC.
The MC,
so
yeah.
You've been there now. You've done it the 4 years that we've done it.
Yeah. So
what's that journey been like from beginning to end now, or beginning to where we're at now?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been really, really fun. From event one, planning and ideation and just getting stuff put together, it's been really cool to see it go from year 1 to year 2 to 3 to 4, and now heading into the 5th year. It's been really cool, especially because a lot of the people that came to the very first event are still coming to RoofCon, and to see their business change and their lives change, and just building the relationships like that, it's been really, really fun to see the overall growth, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's been one of the highlights of RoofCon for you?
Honestly, being the MC, right? You get behind the stage, backstage access, and you have to coordinate with the other speakers and all this stuff. And so just getting to actually meet the speakers has been really cool for me, because you get to see who they really are. You get to see how they actually show up, and we've done RoofCon has done a really great job of getting amazing speakers who are authentic. They are who they are off stage as they are on. And so I think that's been the highlight, just being able to meet John Maxwell or Ed Milet or the Iron Cowboy or Nick Santonastasso, who I've met a few times before, but being able to hang out backstage has been really inspiring to me.
Yeah, Tim Tebow,
come on. Yeah. This is amazing, yeah.
So let's get to know Michael. So we see you on stage at RoofCon, we see you emceeing. Now if you're coming to Revolt events, we'll see you there. So give us a little rundown of who Michael is, and give me, like, if you had to compress your life into like 60 seconds to 120 seconds, give me the rundown on Michael.
The rundown on who Michael is. First and foremost, I'm a husband and dad. It's part of my identity. I strive to be an awesome husband, an awesome dad. A lot of times I'll be speaking on stage and things like that, but that's not just who I am, that's what I do. Who I really am, I love to have fun. I love to tell good jokes. Dad jokes are my preference. And I'm all about growth. That's, from a younger age, I just always knew that there was more for me out there. I, at some point, didn't know how to do that. And so I got really curious on how to level up as a human, how to step into my full potential, physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually, all of it. And so I get hyper-focused on that, and just chasing after the greatest version of myself and helping others to do the same.
That's awesome. So, and now you're, we alluded to this a minute ago, but now you're involved in Revolt as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So what's your involvement now with Revolt?
The working title is CEO. So making the business decisions to make sure that our members, who are men who own business essentially, to make sure that they have a phenomenal experience and they can grow as a man, as a leader, and inside their business. And so my my professional background has always been around growth with other companies, consulting and doing all sorts of fun stuff that way. And now I get hands-on in something that is deeply fulfilling to me. So it's really cool to see the men of Revolt absolutely crush it in their lives and businesses. So yeah, you'll see me in all things Revolt. You'll see my face more, commercials, video content, all that fun stuff.
So for the people that, I'm sure a lot of people have seen stuff for Revolt, it's funny, we got the video playing in the background.
Nice.
And for people that haven't been, I mean, you're just looking and it's like videos of fun stuff going on. So for anyone that's, doesn't know what Revolt is, tell us what it is and how it's benefiting the roofing industry. Yeah,
so it is a men's business mastermind. It's for men in leadership in their business. And the word mastermind literally alludes to getting amazing people together who can all pour into each other. So I might have expertise, you have expertise, but I might have deficiencies and needs, you have deficiencies and needs, and we can actually help each other. So you get amazing people together, you're only going up from there. So what we do, when you see us, doing paintball or going out on the lake or doing ATVs or any of these cool activities, those are actually at our retreats. So of course we do coaching, we have a community that you can be a part of, but we want to do this in an environment that allows us to break away from our business, our life, our spouses, our families even, so we can lay it down for real. We can actually talk about what's real for us as a leader and as a man. That's the essence of what happens there. And when we start talking about the real stuff, that's when we can actually unpack the mindset behind that or something that's holding us back and obliterate that so we can actually move forward.
Can we discuss a rather controversial topic?
Of course.
Of one of the things that I've heard a million times, and I'm sure now you being in a position of leadership at Revolt, you're going to hear this a lot, of why is Revolt just for men?
Currently, the answer is because we are men. That's my best answer. I personally, I don't believe in the deepest, most real sense that I can lead a woman the way that she would need to be poured into. We also are looking at, so that's the practical side. The emotional side is that because of, point number one is that the leadership of Revolt are men. There are unique circumstances that men deal with, especially in entrepreneurship and business ownership and leading our families and communities and things like that we're uniquely designed to help with. Now, we can also allude to the fact that there may or may not be options for women to participate. I'm going to just leave it at that. But there's something coming down the pipeline. We recognize there's an absolute need for women to be able to pour into each other and talk and be seen and understood and heard in a very different way than men need as well. So why is it for men? It's because we're men and we're uniquely designed to help each other.
I think you explained it really well. For me, it's always been like, when we attend these events, it gives us an opportunity to be able to share some of the things that maybe we wouldn't be sharing in our normal day-to-day life. I mean, 100%. People listening know, like, you have issues that you can't share in front of your sales staff or in front of some of the other managers.
Absolutely.
And so getting a group of other business leaders together that are in the same shoes as you and working through some of the same issues is huge. And then, again, to your point, like, you can open up so much more when it is a group of just men, and you know that you can be extremely 100% vulnerable in those situations.
Getting real, right? Like you said, I'm not going to bring up certain pieces of my personal life, certain pieces of my mindset, certain things, my financial destitution, like whatever it is. I'm not going to bring that up to my sales team. Some of these things I'm not going to bring up to my wife. It's, in fact, at some point it's inappropriate as a leader to do that, right? But that doesn't mean that we have to just keep it in up here, right? And just ruminate and worry and anxious and all this stuff that goes on with that. We have a place for you to do this. We have a safe environment to work with professionals who are trained to help you through X, Y, and Z, because we've been there and we've done that. So it's not just business. It's the personal life. It's the businessman, not just the business plan that we're looking at.
RoofCON's amazing. Getting to see all the speakers like Nick and Eric and especially Tim Tebow. Very exciting and eye-opening.
Amazing speakers and great knowledge. Keep it up.
First RoofCON, been following Hunter and the Revolt clan for quite some time, and it's definitely been a lot more than what we expected.
This event is getting better and better.
So if you're going to go to one roofing conference, make sure that it's RoofCON.
RoofCON 2023 returns to Orlando, Florida, November 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets at roofcon.com.
Where's the biggest room for improvement as leadership in the industry? I see it specifically as roofing because, we put together RoofCON and it's kind of directly related at towards men or towards here we go again towards roofing contractors.
Yeah.
But specifically with leaders in our industry, where do you feel like you see big room for improvement, or that just opportunity for change?
I would say, just my opinion, two things. Our overall mindset and execution. I think I've met so many of you owners in the roofing space that want more. Not just from a materialistic sense or revenue goals, and yes, that stuff exists, but it's like the mindset says we want to have we're doing 2 million, we want to be at 10 million. We're at 10, we want to be at 50, right? I don't mean that we're not necessarily clear on those things, but our mindset just says we want, which means we lack, which means we're already in a place of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. There's real mindset work that can be done around how to actually achieve these things. And that then holds us back from executing at a high level. And some of us are doing really well out there. That's also a mindset issue. If we're too complacent, too happy, too fat, so to speak, in our thing, why go for more? Right? And so when we start looking at Revolt, we start talking about something that RoofCON and Revolt have in common, is that word legacy. How do we build something that's way bigger than our business or ourselves? How do we build something that's going to stand the test of time and serve thousands and thousands, if not millions and millions of people well after we're gone? And so it's the mindset and the ability to execute. And so I'm just big on, let's dive into the real stuff so we can unpack that, we can get out of our own way, so to speak, and actually open the floodgates to our full potential and do what Revolt stands for, revolting against average, right? Average business owners don't open up like this. Average men don't go up to the mountains and deep dive into personal development, right? We're not doing that stuff as an average. And so the people that we attract already know that they are not cut from the average cloth. They are cut from a very unique cloth, and that is Revolt in a nutshell. So I think, in the roofing space, contracting space, we want more, we know it's possible, but how the hell do we do that? And so we've created a very clear path our guys are crushing it right now, going from 1 to 4 million in 16 months, going from 7 to 25 mil in 18 months. The business is working, and so are their personal lives. So it's the mindset. We need to get out of here, and we need to execute better.
How would you define average when it comes to a leader?
We've heard the phrase, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? Everyone's kind of familiar with this phrase. What does that actually mean? It means you take on the temperature of what's around you. So if you're hanging around the normal guy, right, that clocks out at a certain time, that goes to the gym whenever, or has an okay relationship, guess what you become? That is the average. When you look at stats across the board, that is the average. When you hear about, really fill in the blank, homelessness, depression, average incomes, all of that you can look on paper, that is the average. Within Revolt, I like to say that we are the thermostat of the 5 people closest to us. When a Revolt man walks in the door, you know it. We set the tone, we set the standard, we set the temperature, and those other people now come up to meet us. And so that's, when I look at average, just look at your parents, look at your friends, look at the people that are not pushing it in the industry. Look at the people that are just kind of riding through, not willing to make the investment or the sacrifice, not willing to show up to SolarCon, fly all day, all night. Yesterday, I'm talking about Diego, right? Stay up all night sick, and then show up and do freaking podcast after podcast after podcast, and really show up here. That's not average, right? So when we start talking about revolting against average, it's like a visceral thing. We do not want to be that average man, that average leader.
All right, we've gotten towards the end of the show, and we're going to do a portion that we do at each show, which is our rapid-fire questions.
Fire.
So rapid-fire questions, I have a series of questions that I ask everyone. You don't have to just answer super quickly, but you do have to answer the very first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
I'm a blank canvas. Let's go.
All right, so the first question that I have for you is, what were some of the obstacles that you had to rise above from to get to the point that you're at now in your life?
I would say expectation. High expectation of myself I could never reach, and that caused a gap between where I was and where I wanted to be, where I believed I could be, and that gap I would now classify as depression. And I hit my own personal rock bottom where I experienced homelessness, a divorce, physically, relationally, financially, I was absolute zero, or at least that's what it felt. And I had to seriously dive deep to understand that, number one, love myself where I was, but also know that I could do more. And overcoming that, rising above those things are massive. It's not easy. And now there's no going back. It's always up from here. So I would say expectation.
I love it. Okay, rapid fire question number 2 is, what is the last book that you read?
The last book that I read was by David Goggins, Never Finished. It's his newer one.
I haven't read it yet.
No,
so.
It's cool. If you haven't read...
I read Can't Hurt Me.
If you read Can't Hurt Me, you read Never Finished, and it goes almost more in depth and behind the scenes of that book, essentially. So if you loved that book, I would recommend it. You'll pick up a lot more nuggets that way.
Cool. Hopefully we'll have good audio here from the show. But all right, next rapid fire question is: if you had $1 billion exit tomorrow,
billion or million?
Billion with a B. You had $1 billion exit. What would you be doing the next day?
If I had $1 billion exit, I would be massively busy. I would, number one, with whatever my takeaway from that is personally, I would be forwarding some foundations that I really love and respect, specifically around anti-sex trafficking. And so I'd be massively busy and focused on driving some of those initiatives forward.
Cool. And then my last rapid fire question is, what is the best business advice that you've ever been given?
This one was hard for me to hear, but can I swear?
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up and listen. I have 2 ears, 1 mouth. I didn't know that for a long time. I've had a lot of really cool successes for me, and I did let that get to my head earlier in my life when I was 24, 25 years old. I exited my first company. I thought I was on top of the world. You couldn't tell me anything. And at some point, somebody needed to sit me down, somebody I respected, and said, Michael, you need to listen more than you talk. You have to understand when you need to open these and when you need to stop talking. So I still, to this day, I might speak at 250 events now. I will sit in as many audiences as possible and listen and take notes as often as possible. When I'm emceeing RoofCON, I am as close to the stage as possible. If any of you have ever sat in the front row, you'll see me literally off stage, not trying to encroach, and taking notes on my phone. So use the ears, not so much the mouth. When you're in the presence of really almost anyone, you can learn something anywhere. So
I love it. Well, we've come to the end of the show. We're excited to have you at RoofCON. We just announced today, we just filmed a video today, and I'm sure people will know by the time we put this out that you are speaking at RoofCON also. So this is exciting because in the past, we've had you MC the event, but you have not given a keynote at the event. So we're excited about that.
I'm so pumped, and I'm honored, by the way. Seriously, this is very special because I've been the MC, and now I get some stage time to really share, and I super appreciate that.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
So for anyone that does not have their tickets yet, go to roofcon.com. Go ahead and purchase your tickets. It's going to be a great time, November 9th through the 11th in Orlando, Florida at the Orange County Convention Center. We'll see you guys there. Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the podcast, and we'll catch you guys next time on the next episode of the Rise Above Show presented by RoofCON. Peace out.